Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our show, my kitchen. This is David's Kitchen. Yeah, welcome. We are ready to go in just a bit. We're getting into chat rooms right now. In case you're wondering how we do this, I use a portable laptop computer, and it's pretty efficient. We must always be on target what we're doing here. We've got the kitchen here. Nice little plants growing for our winter time. I've got some succulents growing, very nice. Yeah. And we're looking at, tonight is going to be a super rice dish. So let me put this in the place I need to put it and get the titling going here and roll out. I am, yes, David Sponheim, the American Original. Welcome. Yeah, welcome to the show. We've got people at iVlog, Sosati, NYPD, Fafui, welcome. Yeah, we got a good dinner tonight. You notice I've got a little bad part on this. Yeah, it's ready to eat. I'm going to show you how to cut that off and make a really good sweet onion rice dish. But first, let's get this thing rolling here. Yeah, I'm going to put the title together. Here we go. Today we're going to do a $3 worth of food, and we're going to cook for 8 people. Yeah, 3 for 8. One of the most, or I'm going to say 8 meals. One of the most efficient dishes I've ever made. Super rice, I call it. And yeah, super rice. Yes, big time. And one of the reasons why I call it super rice is I put a lot of really great spices in it and a lot of great ingredients. Yeah, you could make 8 hobo meals out of this and put it in the freezer and take a hobo meal to lunch with you if you're having a nice lunch. It provides all the things you need: roughage, basic starch with the rice. I've got a brown and white rice mix, so we'll be looking at that. Yeah, so let me have a cup of coffee and get rolling here. First, we're going to take a look at this onion and cut off the area that's really bad. So wherever it says sees a dark mark, just cut that out. Now the French make French onion soup with this type of an onion. You could do that, but you want to smell it to make sure it's not a sweet, sickeningly sweet smell, and it's not. So we're good. So I can use the rest of this. Just the dark part I can't use. But if it's sickeningly sweet, there's something wrong with it, and then you could probably make French onion soup with it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut this onion up. Yeah, let me get the chat room. I didn't turn on cameras yet, so we're not going to hold that back, though. So if you're going to hang in there, hang out with cameras, we've got iVlog cameras if you guys want to do that together. Oh, and I haven't posted to the Periscope show. Let me do that. Hang on. You Twitchers are watching us, which is great. I just can't respond to your chat right now. I've got a limited amount of table space here to work with. All right, cooking up politics. So an expert witness has said that there's not enough information to follow up with an impeachment hearing, and now the Democrats are pushing for an even faster impeachment hearing. And I warned everyone about this. I said they needed to get their ducks in line, and they don't have them all out there. The Democrats have tried to rest this impeachment on just one thing when they could easily rest it on Russian collusion and the obstruction of justice charges that are out there. So I'm not sure why the Democrats aren't pursuing more witnesses like Michael Cohen. I'm really shocked at their behavior right now. Now is the time to really beef up their witness schedule, not go to judiciary and make the final decision. So if they have to bounce it back to the House, they should do that right now. Yeah, I mean, the House is dealing with it, but let's go live. Cooking Up Politics, ATP show. Yeah. 12/5/19. Got it. Okay. We're going to go into the Periscope show. If you guys have a problem getting to the Vaughn show, you can always get this link right here. And we're going to make sure that you have that link in case you want to watch us over there. You can take Pop-Out Chat and put the Periscope video feed next to it, and it's a lot better on your computer, I've noticed. All right. There we go. Beef, eight for $3. Yeah, let's take a look at the ingredients. Okay, we've got a 75-cent zucchini here, organic, I bought. An onion that cost me no more than 25 cents because I got a big bag of organic onions. So that's $1. And some broccoli, which cost no more than 50 cents. I found some organic broccoli on sale for $1.60 a pound. So this is a good one. I'm going to rinse this off. So all organic ingredients, amazingly enough. And then we've got, that's basically, I'm going to throw that out there as $1.50. And then because I bought so much turkey, I've still got a big block of turkey here with the skin hanging on it. See that? I'm going to dice that up and put that in the rice for protein. And then we've got about, I'd say 50 cents worth of rice here. So we're no more than, and I am going to clean out the bag of non-GMO. I'm going to add some of that there, brown rice to it. So you can definitely do this for $3 with various vegetables and flex your meal. All right. First off, I'm going to get the rice started. So the first thing I want to do is cut this onion up. I've got this great knife. We're going to use that. I'm going to move some things around here. Hang on. Yeah. I got more chatters over at actually at Vaughn right now, so I'm going to move this over to the other side and then look at the screen. There we go. All right, here we go. Always look at the knife when you're cutting something like this. Whoa! That was a wild camera move. All right. See a little bit of something over here. That looks kind of fishy. I'm going to cut that off. Anything looks fishy, you want to get it out of there. All right. Organic, sometimes you get more blemishes. Thank you for saying I'm a good egg. That's very nice of you, Insane Canadian. And thanks for getting in. Insane Canadian had a hard time getting in for the past week. 9 days. He couldn't get in here. Can you imagine the censorship to keep him out for 9 days? So I'm going to take a half of this onion and just dice it up like this in about 1/4 inch slices, basically. Try not to cry because it gets you all teary-eyed. When I get to this point, I put it down so it's a little more stable. And always watch your knife, especially when you're cutting with a very sharp knife like these Damask steel knives, which have 67 blades of steel. All right. Okay, we're going to get that going. Now, one of the best parts about having a turkey dinner... Oh my gosh! You saw my feet. Hang on. We had a foot camera moment there. Oh, we still have a foot camera moment. This dang wide angle lens, I'm telling you. Okay, here we go. Yeah, people are saying, Dave, you have such nice feet. All right, here it is. The best part about having a turkey dinner is, hey, come back here. The best part about having a turkey dinner is this stuff, the bastings. And that's one of the best parts about the rice dish, is the taste of the bastings. Full of nutrition, flavor, you name it. And I even pulled the fat out and put a little gravy on top. So I've got that going for me. That is going to fuel most of this dish in the rice. Now I'm going to get the ricer going right now. I'm going to spray a little olive oil in there. You don't need to. You can put some turkey fat in there if you want. I'm going to throw the onions that I just cut into the base of this pan. All right, if you see a lot of movement, a camera movement, it's because everything's really kind of wild here. Then I'm going to throw some tops of some broccoli florets at the bottom here. You can just use the florets at the bottom. The idea is to push all the nutrition of the broccoli up into the dish, and they'll break up. You don't have to worry about breaking them up. They'll break right up in the dish. Then I'm going to rinse out 1.5 cups of rice here. Pour that at the bottom. And I'm going to top it off with some brown rice, non-GMO. I got white rice, non-GMO. So I got about 1.5 cups of rice here. Significant. And I'm going to rinse it out with some really good water. Now, rice does collect heavy metals like arsenic when it's growing, no matter how clean it is. So it's always best to rinse rice really well to get rid of any potential arsenic that's in the native environment that it grew in, because it grows in a lot of water and there's a lot of heavy metals in dirt and all that. So it's always good to rinse your rice really well. And I'm going to put that brown side down on top of this ricer, like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take the bastings and I'm going to put that right on top here. See that? Nice, huh? I'm going to turn the burner on back behind this, right over here. Level 3. Okay. I think I'm off camera here. Hang on. There we go. All right, I'm also going to take a portion of that section right there. I'm going to actually put it on top of the pan that's cooking right now. Here I'm going to grab this portion off right here and just set it right there like that. It's basically gelatin, but as it heats up, it'll turn into a really nice base for what I'm going to do is then cook my zucchini, broccoli, and the rest of the onion. All right. Now you can cut it and kind of push the gelatin around and move it around like that. Kind of position it. The gelatin will melt right down. I'm going to turn this on to full level right now. And I'm going to pour water on top of it. And it'll filter down underneath until you see the water level come up to right around the mark that it says you're supposed to be at, which is almost to the top. All right. Now what I use is Italian seasoning. You can put anything you want in there. I'm just going to top it off with Italian seasoning, like that. And a little Patti LaBelle's special no salt seasoning, which she has. Patti LaBelle. Not nice? Good job, Patti. You did a great job on these seasonings. But you don't have to use that. Just use Italian seasoning. Onion powder, garlic powder works as well. Okay, cap it off and let that sit there and do its own thing. We're done. We're going to start with the vegetables, and everything else is just kind of watch it cook. Hey everyone, welcome. So I really believe that the Democrats didn't do their job. There's so much evidence right now to move toward impeachment. It's ridiculous. So instead of gathering more evidence, they're saying we need to hurry up, which is the wrong method here. Yeah, Adam Schiff really needs to do a reality check. The Mueller report's 9% was redacted. Well, where is that 9%? How come we haven't seen any 9% of that 448 pages? I mean, no stories emanated from that 9%. I mean, what's going on? And how come Paul Manafort's second trial was never adjudicated, which would have shown money laundering? And where are Donald Trump's tax returns? I mean, these are big questions. And why didn't Donald Trump record any of his conversations with Vladimir Putin and even suppress the notes of his first meeting from the stenographer? These are huge questions. Now, why isn't Adam Schiff pursuing any of these things? It's beyond belief. Not to mention, Jared Kushner tried to contact the Kremlin and open a private conversation with the Kremlin to get loans secretly. And he's a top advisor to the president. I mean, we've got big problems. I am questioning that. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to my humble abode. We have a nice kitchen. We redid the kitchen. With coffee-colored walls, latex. The cupboards came with the modular home we live in, so it's just wood grain. We're still dealing with a Formica top, but I don't care. I'm happy with this. I don't care what kind of surface I'm on. We could put Corian or quartz tops, but who cares? This entire kitchen was redone with that wood laminate flooring for only $2,000, and we bought some stainless steel appliances. Even a face for our dishwasher here is stainless steel. So, yeah. And I'm using this cooler I picked up in 1980 for the laptop. Pretty cool setup, huh? All right. So if you happen to see my feet, don't worry. It's a rare moment. I like to go barefoot because I'm a Native American ancestors, a very small amount, not enough to qualify for free money like Elizabeth Warren got by lying about it. And I designed this for under $2,000. So that's a great way to get your value out of a really simple kitchen. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, super rice. Yes, let me bring this camera up. Now I can relax as the rice cooker is working. I'm here. Yeah, let me put a background behind that. I'm not really concerned about the impeachment hearing at this point because the Democrats are blowing it so much. It's like, really? Seriously? They're missing so many things they need to do. Michael Cohen should definitely testify, no question about it. Why are they ignoring that simple fact? Makes no sense. Somebody's covering for somebody. Super rice, $3 for 8 meals. A laptop cooler, yeah. It's basically a cooler that we take with us on trips sometimes. It came from a guy I knew in college. And he gave it to me. He said, "Hey, I'm throwing all kinds of stuff out, And here it looks brand new, It's like, oh, okay, I'll take it. This is like 30 or 35 years ago or something. Anyway, whatever. I always use what I get. I always try to make good use of everything we've got. And if you do that, you'll be a much happier person in life than to buy new kitchenware. And, you could just waste tons of money in this day and age on everything if you really want to. So it's kind of getting hot. I'm just going to sit here. It's going to take a while for it to get up to levels that I need to get to. We will be cutting the vegetables in a little bit. I'm just taking a break so I can talk politics. This, you have to pull the hulls off of that. So the best way to use, the most part of your broccoli is to just pull it off like this. Take a sliver of it and kind of pull the skin down. And that way you can use the rest of the stalk, which, by the way, it's a cruciferous vegetable, so it's got a lot of good vitamins. Broccoli has calcium and vitamin C in it, and vitamin B. It's really a really good vegetable, and I recommend that as just a basic one. If you don't have broccoli, use peas. Peas are good too, to make your super rice. Yeah, full of nutrition, vitamin B, it's very essential. Yeah, so we're going to cut up that chicken, or that turkey too, that's right there. Okay, this is starting to melt down at level 3. Once that the base of that rendering is cooked, that's the saltiest part, so that's going to give it the most flavor in the pan. right there. So I didn't use any olive oil there. I just used that. And what we're gonna do is take and chop the vegetables. Now, I'm not using celery because I know some of you don't like celery, but you could easily use celery in this dish. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to take a regular knife and just go like that. And same thing with this, about 1/4 inch in size. Yeah, one thing nice about a knife like this is it has a French curl on it, so you can actually roll it like this when you cut. If you keep the nose down, you could actually cut and dice very easily. So I'm going to throw the broccoli in first. Now, in some cases, rice is good with carrots, so you can always add carrots to this if you want. That's something that's an option, but I'm not going to bother with it right now. Yeah. Hey, we're not allowed to post links here, so you just lost your account. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you. David, you should let Sarah... What? How can you possibly say such things in this room? That's very disrespectful and deserves another ban. Poof. All right, Dave, when were you on the road? You're making all kinds of kids of salads. Any of the MNU soon menu? I love salads, Max, and I make salads every day. I just don't make them for dinner. I make an entire organic salad every day. It's amazing. A chopped salad. I should make it for the show, but because I don't eat salads during the dinner period, generally speaking, maybe I should though. I'll show you all the ingredients I use. I make about 7 different organic ingredients. Well, except for the avocados. I don't really know where they came from. But yeah, I mean, who doesn't like avocados in their salad, right? So yeah. iVlog is buffering. Okay, well, we expect some dropout. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take that up to level 6 and back here. I'm going to add the onions, but I can use the bigger knife for that. Here we go. Okay. Holding everything together, after you cut it that way, you crisscross it like that and go nice and easy. And having a sharp knife really makes all the difference. There we go. Still out of the frame. Yeah, somebody said, why are you wearing a jacket in your house? Well, I run the house at low heat. We use zone heating in the winter, so normally an electric bill would cost me about $300 a month to run it at 60, $10 a day, whereas I run it at, it's no more than $3 a day, $3 or $4 a day. We have zone heating, so the office is heated, the master bedroom is heated. Okay, $3. The onion, let me show you the bag of onions I got here. These are Bonnie's Best out of Oregon, and they're all organic, completely organic product. You can see there, $5.99 at Costco for about 15 onions. So it's like 30 cents a piece practically. Yeah. Then we got organic zucchini. I got 3 of these things for about $2.29, so that was like 70 cents for the zucchini at Trader Joe's. And then the broccoli, like I said, was $1.69 a pound, less than 25, 30 cents there. The rice is really cheap. I mean, you can get a bag of rice like this for next to nothing. This was $1.70 for 5 pounds of organic or non-GMO rice. Yeah, so it's incredibly reasonable to cook with this kind of diet. Okay, I'm gonna be really brave here and throw out a few kernels of rice I'm going to compost. So let me put the compost in this bag here. I'll make the rice bag my compost bag. There we go. All right. I'm going to throw the onions on top of the meal that's cooking back here. We're just rendering a little bit of that, you know, the bastings from the turkey that we had last week in the base of the pan. I'm throwing all of the rest of the onions on top of this. Now I'm going to throw a little bit more of the kitchen sink at this thing. I've got this amazing Finney's herbs that I put together out of my garden. It's basically a basil, oregano, thyme mixed together. And I'm just going to throw a lot of that in there on top of the onions. You can use Italian seasoning, but why not use what I have here, organic. Look at all that. Beautiful herbs. That'll be good. Throw that in there. Okay, then we're going to top it off with this cut zucchini, which I'm looking at right here. Take the top and the bottom, just a little bit of the bottom off. On the top, compost that, and then quarter this like this, and then squeeze it all together, and then just cut off about a 1/2 inch chunks of these things. All right, and then throw that in the pan. Cover it up. And you can keep it at level 6, it's fine. Right. Sure, that's a lot of great spice and a really good taste. Now when I get these cheddar cheese boxes like Kraft puts out, I sometimes get these packages of real cheddar cheese. Now I know that it's not the best stuff, but it does put a lot of flavor. Hey, you're not allowed to post here. Yeah, I told you that. No posting. Same with you. No. Thank you. Post later. I can't get the posts right now. This is the cooking show. What, are you retarded or something? I thought you were trained at the agency to be intelligent. Somebody said, you're not allowed to use that word, retarded. Well, when we have a president who's retarded, why not? Hey, I'm not claiming to be rich. I never said I was rich. My goodness. I have many fortunes. I'm not rich, though. Remember I made a vow of poverty and I decided not to cash in my fortunes? I told you that. Gosh, he never could understand that. You know, I don't want to put soy sauce in this, Max, because it's too much salt. And, you know, you could get high blood pressure. And everybody who's suffering from high blood pressure has to worry about that. Okay, the entire rice dish is liquefied now. It's at the liquid stage. Now it's going to start to cook. And this phase takes all the way to the 8 o'clock hour, so everything is going to come together at the final minute. Yeah, I'm all about saving my carbon footprint, not spending money on electricity. As you know, I have practically a 0 carbon footprint. Although I did find a little lint between my toes. So, I don't know, that would qualify as carbon, the lint. Or maybe some toe jam. Anyway. Yeah, I always clean up after myself as I'm working. Now you could put a red pepper or a yellow pepper in here, and I've got yellow peppers and red peppers. Now is the time you can add anything to that dish back there. Anything you want. So if you want to stay within $3, you can't do that. Yeah, you can replace the broccoli with, say, peas and carrots. Stay within the $3 range. The turkey is really special, though, because that what we got for 99 cents a pound for Foster Farm, hormone-free. And I'm going to take it out. It's got a big block of protein there. And no, I'm not going to cook with the skin, so we're going to toss that in the compost heap. Yes, you can put skin in the compost heap, although it would add flavor to your meal, but you've got plenty of flavor with the bastings. Yeah, it's fantastic. Now, you know, these bags here that really bother me because, you know, when they get full of water, they have to be dried out to reuse them. And I do dry them out and take them down to the store and reuse them, which is kind of difficult, but it's worth it when you think, oh, sorry, oh, crash cam. Oh, crash cam. But you can think about the waste that's going on here. It's like you have to rinse the damn thing out. And then you have to drain it. Yeah. And then the hardest part is you got to dry it on something, you know? Like you got to set it on something to dry it. Oh, it's a total pain, but boy, you know, one way to save the planet is to reuse these things. So a perfect place to dry it would be a blender. Right. Just think of it as a blender cover. Isn't that nice? I just saved the planet. Thank you very much, Greta. How dare you? How dare you? I never see her recycling. I never see her talking about chemtrails or air filtration or water pollution, solving that problem. Just how dare you? I didn't want to, I mean, I couldn't possibly avoid inheriting a place where I had to take care of other family members, Xenu. That's a vow of poverty. I can still live in poverty in my inherited home. Anderson, we outed you last night. We found out that you're not really Anderson Cooper. Yeah. And you know who found that out? Meta-nemesis. He said, Dave, you know that that's not really Anderson Cooper, right? No, don't ever call me again, Rodney. I told you your calls are over. We've had enough of yours. Three things you always say.
Hey, how you doing, Big Dave? How you good, Discount?
Or, hey, Sarah, how are you? When's your show start? I mean, you literally don't have any creativity. I wouldn't want your call. Yeah, Meta-nemesis said, you're not Anderson Cooper. And he outed you. Well, find him in the room. Are you in the room, Meta-nemesis? He may be coming in later. You can ask him. He says, no, that's not him, Dave. I trust Meta-nemesis. Yeah.
Hey, Discount. Living large, man. Living large.
Yeah. We're cooking back here, too. I'm going to turn this down to level low at this point. Simmer. Your zucchini is already done. You can practically turn that off. Yeah, that whole dish can go turn right off back there now. You just steam fried and you didn't even know it. Yeah, I'm going to take and cut this turkey up now. Here we go. Now, actually, I'm going to put that on level simmer back there and just let it simmer. Okay, here we go. I'm going to rinse my hands off, so I'm going to handle the meat. Don't ever call me. Ever. You understand? Ever. Well, that's pretty bright, isn't it? You can barely even see the turkey. I almost want to turn this light off. See? Cook in the dark, maybe. Okay, just make some nice slices like this. Yeah, a great cross cut against the grain of the turkey that suffered and walked around pecking, eating whatever it ate. Had a good life. And kind of do a cross cut. Get them down to like maybe 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch pieces. 1/2 inch is okay. Okay, there we go. Let me get the light back on. Rinsing. Yeah, there you go. You've grown to expect what things from me? You don't know what a vow of poverty is? Well, if a person is living in a monastery and he makes a vow of poverty, he may even own the monastery. That's right. Doesn't mean he's not living in poverty. I mean, think about it. I used to know a lot of Buddhists that were very wealthy, who had all made vows of poverty. They were all Zen Buddhists, and they gave many vows of poverty. And it's not like they lived a really rich life. They prayed every day. They eat rice and beans. They live in a roof, something over their head. I mean, you can't spite me for having a room in the other room that's warm and a roof over my head, can you? NASA receives $57 million from taxpayers every day. And you're worried about my $3 dinner? I mean, seriously, do you realize how ridiculous that is? Yeah, I know you're not, Rodney. It's absurd. You're questioning my veracity and my integrity based on the fact that I own a modular home? I mean, how ridiculous is that? You even call it a trailer. Anyway, we're going to throw that turkey in on top of the zucchini now. Okay. Wow, that you can really smell the spices. I'm going to give it a little stir. But before I do that, I'm going to dump this cheese packet on here because I got this from the Kraft box and I want to get rid of it. And how bad can cheese be, right? It's like Parmesan cheese. Okay. And take and mix all that up together. Mixing. All right. Keep it at simmer. Beautiful. Okay. I may have overdone it on the Finney's herbs. I'm getting a real smell of oregano here. Yeah. That's okay, though. It'll all mellow out. It is a nice suit, Max. It's a George. I picked it up for $5 at the thrift store. Normally, this is $50. Yeah. Yeah, it's just one way to show you people how to live sustainably. And it's one of the reasons why I'm running for president, because the future is not going to be full of all kinds of expanded credit for people who can borrow money like all the scumbag, greedy Republicans want to do. Or the Democrats that absolutely want to suck off the tax dollars and drain everybody's pocket and then say they're not going to and then somehow do it anyway. Now, this is a way to live sustainably for all of us. You're talking to me directly right now. Never made fish and chips, no. Or flyer and chips. You're unable to write, therefore you can't be in the chat room. Sorry. Yeah, you can't possibly expect me to think you're real. You're obviously a robot. You can't debate me live. You can debate me in real time, but not live, as in person to person. Well, I'm making a heck of a wonderful rice dish right now. It's just coming along just great. And I get to just watch it cook here. See that? There's a little outgassing area in the back, but it's cooking away. Yeah. How dare you? This is all wrong. You should be in school. Yes, he can't spell, Andrew. He can't be in here. Donald Trump couldn't even be allowed to chat in here because he can't spell. He has like a 4th grade education. You can't tell that? You must be out of it. You wouldn't get a job. You're not going to have any jobs, Xenu. Automation's taking over most of the small, low-level jobs that you'd qualify for. You won't need to be working. You just live on your $500 a month to start with. Live out of a tent. Heck, I could save on $500 a month. Andrew, that's a bannable offense. You are hereby banned. Poor Andrew. He just didn't realize that you can't do that in the show. Run your mouth off. Yeah, so you'll be able to live on 6,000 a year out of a tent. But if you want to have the baseline plus, well, you get the baseline for free. But the plus, that takes actual effort. That's the part where you have to work. Now, since I've done with all my things, I'm going to just take my handy hanky and blow my nose with it. There you go, and toss it out. But do I really have to toss it out? I could actually refresh everyone. I was just shut down. Or do I have to really, maybe I should wash it out and air dry it like I'm doing this plastic bag on top of my blender. I'm going to use this again in the market. When it air dries, I'm just going to use it again in the market. No problem. Of course, that is an item you don't want to plug in when you're putting water around it. So it's not plugged in, so don't worry, it's not going to electrocute anybody. Looking at the food cook, looking at the food cook. Well, thanks for coming in, Max. It's always good to have you in. I'm feeding a lot of people for very little and teaching people how to do it. Don't ever criticize our show again. Yes, that's a bannable offense. Sand in my sandwich. You're going to have to learn how to come in and talk like a normal person instead of a retard. Yeah, if you guys, there must be some place you could, do your shtick here. I got to go off iVlog because I'm being censored over there and back on. Okay. Unbelievable what I got to get through here. It's absurd. Absolutely absurd. Okay, I'm going to toss that compost out now. I keep the compost in the area underneath the sink here. So let me bring it down. See that? That's the compost bin down there. See it? Right there. I use Tupperware because it's the best. Keeps the smell out. Okay, when doing compost, you want to make sure you do this quick. Otherwise, it'll smell the high heaven. No, of course it doesn't smell like that. No. Nasty, you're not allowed to post links here. So, yeah, that's not allowed here during this time period. This is a no-link time period. I don't mind saying the word retard, Xenu. It's a perfectly legitimate scientific term. Just because you're living in political correctness land doesn't mean diddly squat to me. It's not a hate word. Okay. That's about as much exposure you want when dumping your compost. Now, what to do with these bags? That's the big question. Well, they tend to be pretty good for storing tools and whatnot, so we save these bags in my handy-dandy saving area where I save bags over here. And we're able to actually use these bags over and over and over again in order to realize the plastic waste that you're causing when you dump all this plastic in the... You Democrats are polluting our waterways. People like Greta is no doubt using a plastic bag in her life. She needs to reuse those things. You don't throw that out. No, I'm not calling you. I'd like to call you a name if that's okay. I'm going to ban you. I'm going to ban you anytime I want because I don't like people who come in and denigrate the show, okay? Yeah, they'd have to be retarded to be offended by a scientific term like retardation. How dare you? So many people are so butthurt that I banned them in the show. It is so easy to get a new name. What's the problem? Mark made it almost ridiculously easy to get a new account there and troll me. All right. Now I'm in charge of this operation, this cooking operation. I hope you realize that. Look at that boil going on here. See that? Yeah. It's hitting it hard. I mean, it takes like 40 minutes for this rice to cook. But man, it's cooking. Look at that. Over there, I've got the turkey in the back here. I've got that turkey just warming at level simmer. So we're doing very well, thank you. And I'm going to put away some of these herbs. And you can use anything like Italian seasoning. This is my regular. Finney's herbs. That's another one you can use. Parsley, I didn't even use the parsley. And chives. If you have no onions, you can use chives. So think about that as options in your flex cooking experience. You could even use bay leaves not bay leaves, but basil leaves. Bay leaves are toxic. Should you use soy sauce? Yes, if you don't have turkey, any type of a turkey basting, yes. Use soy sauce. Definitely. Highly recommended, but only in small quantities. I use the Bragg organic soy sauce here. But believe me, I got plenty of salt in there right now. Now, one of the nice things about this dish is if you want to go in a direction that puts a little hot sauce in there, you can do that too. I happen to have Patti LaBelle's number 3 on tap here. I'm going to throw a little of number 3 in it with a turkey just to see how it kind of flows with it. Yeah, just a little edge, you know. But look at how that boils away, man. That's just pumping. Yes, you can use tofu if you want to turn into a homosexual, Daryl. Oh, that's right, you already are. Okay, yeah, go for it. Use as much tofu as you want. Okay? Yeah, feel free. Maybe that's why you are gay, Daryl. Have you ever thought of that? You eat a lot of tofu. I'm not using a lot of soy sauce because I don't want to get a high blood pressure like you, Medveral. The last thing I want to do is be on meds like you are. Medveral. My goodness. Too much water? No, it'll all suck right in. We're going to do an extended version of this until I get around to YouTube. Yeah. Well, I admit that I really cut the corner on the first 5 or 7 minutes of the show, having problems getting hooked up. That gave me a delay which could cost me in the end. I mean, we're 7 minutes away from deadline, and I don't think I'm going to get there. You know. Don't do methamphetamine. Speed kills. Yeah, don't do anything with powder. If you're snorting anything with powder, you're killing yourself every day. Patti LaBelle is one of the most incredible musicians of our time. I consider her one of the giants in soul and rhythm and blues. Yeah, and I don't mind saying that I like Patti LaBelle. I don't know her, but I like her seasonings and I like her as a person. Now, at least I'm not saying like Joe Biden said he'd like to have children on his lap. Do you see that? I'll play that later for you. It's just bizarre. But no, I've known a lot of people who are prejudiced in this room. And I know there are about 15 people right now in our chat room who are really prejudiced, real prejudiced people. Well, Medveral it sounds to me like you're on medication. And you need serious help because the Media Verification Alliance is, it's all my concept. You're stealing my concept. I predate you by about 2 years. Yeah, it's thick hair. It's I've got a really good set of hair. My follicles are healthy. I'm taking my multivitamin. I'm eating 2 avocados a day. I wash and shower with completely soft. I even use baby shampoo just to protect my beautiful follicles. But yeah, the seasoning is great. Thank you. I talked a little bit about how I make my hair look like this, and it's really quite simple. You have to really baby your hair. It's not easy. Okay, Mark, good luck. Take care. You're going to jail? What's going on, man? Mark, are you a robot? Yeah. Mark, let me ask you a question. What is 2 plus this number equal to? Yeah, 2 plus... Answer that question, Mark. Oh, you violated the rules. You can't post here. No, you don't have to answer the question, Victory for Cake. I know you're not a robot, but Mark was a troll robot. We've got a lot of them now, so if you see me banning all the time, these people aren't even real. They're robots. I don't approve of fentanyl. I'd like to see fentanyl banned. Dave, can you tell us about how the gang-stalking Illuminati lizards programs are working in the USA? No, I can't. I can tell you Lot Lizard has been trying to get me kicked off YouTube. I'm not even on YouTube right now. You know, I'm just going to let this sit and come back and assemble it all in the main portion of our dinner. But what you do is you take the rice. It's going to take a little while. This thing will actually shut off when it's done. I don't even have to be here. But you take the rice and you add all this really good meat. Hang on. All that. You mix it all together and you got 8 dinners for everybody. I think that's fairly self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go into detail on this right now. What I am going to do is, and I think I did this the last time I did the super rice, I'm going to end this portion of the cooking stage, and you will just have to use your imagination as to what all this does when it comes together. No, I don't mind overcooking the rice. These are timers. It'll go down to warm when it's done. It has a warm setting on it, see? Well, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to go into the other room and start the regular show. I'll see you guys in about 1.5 minutes. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with Dave's Kitchen. Boom. Boom. Boom, boom.
Dave's Kitchen sure does smell good.
Yep.